I'm just a guy who loves Disney that has way too much time on his hands. If anybody from Disney is watching, please don't sue me. I'm here to rate, review, and describe all of your favorite things from the magical world of Disney. I'm File91e and welcome to my Disney News and Reviews. Hello everyone and welcome to this week's Disney News and Reviews. I'm File91e. I want to try to get this in and uploaded before my power goes out again. We've been having some crazy weird storms here in Maryland because of the extreme temperatures. I mean, it's getting up to 102 degrees today, and it's bringing in some nasty storms in the evening when the cold wind comes in and kind of messes it up. But you know, whatever you're gonna do. But anyway, so I'm gonna try to get this done. It might be a longer video just because this is the viewer request, the beginning of the viewer request month. So it's a lot of big stuff. I got a lot to say about these things. So hopefully you guys will listen. You know, maybe. Anyway, I'm still getting a bunch of entries, all for the John Carter giveaway. Just go to that video. The giveaway video should be a link somewhere, on the screen. If you still want to enter, you have to enter in that video, not this one. Don't say whatever. All the rules and regulations are on there. So if you still want to enter for the John Carter giveaway, just follow that link, and it will give you all the details and information on how to possibly win this. So yeah. I got an awesome package in the mail this week from Foolish77777, whatever. There's a lot. 4 sevens. Junior. He is my friend Austin. He recently went to Disney World, and he sent me this awesome little package filled with the different guide maps from when he was down there in Disney World. He's got the Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, Epcot, Animal Kingdom, and Downtown Disney. I always love my guide maps, and thank you so much for thinking of me. When you went down there, you didn't have to. I was so happy that you did, though. And he gave me this awesome little note here. It says, "Here are some guides. Love your show. Enjoy and keep it up." So Austin, thank you very much. I will do my best to keep up this show, and thank you so much. It's if it wasn't for all of you. All of you guys out there like Austin who support me, I really don't think I'd be doing this show very much, but you guys support me. You guys make this stuff happen, so thank you very much to all of you. So yeah, so that's it for what's going on with me this week. Let's get right to the news. Disney World is getting ready for the 4th of July by adding on some restaurants and entertainment in some of their parks. In the Magic Kingdom, they're adding on additional dining options for the July 4th period. Among the restaurants are the Diamond Horseshoe, the Tomorrowland Terrace, and the Lunching Pad. For exact details, click the link in the description box. In Epcot, they are boosting their entertainment offerings by having extra character greeting experiences at the American Adventure and having a modified illumination show called Illuminations: The Heartbeat of Freedom, the July 4th edition, at 10 p.m. on July 4th, amongst other things. They have a couple other different things rocking there as well. So again, for more details, click the appropriate link below. You'll see all the different stuff and stylings that Epcot and the Magic Kingdom will be doing, during the July 4th period. So that's awesome. Fitness legend and creator of P90X, Tony Horton, is back at Walt Disney World this September with a 4-day fitness course, including a stay at Disney's Coronado Springs and events at Epcot, Disney's Hollywood Studios, and ESPN Wide World of Sports. This course is from September 6th to September 9th, and the cost is $2,100 per guest. So that's pretty interesting. So if you're a fan of the P90X stuff, and especially Tony Horton, check him out. He's down there in September. UT San Diego News recently ran an article with Jim Kearns, Vice President of Project Management for Walt Disney Imagineering, where he talked about completing the massively popular Cars Land at Disney's California Adventure. It's an interesting read for Disneyland visitors, but there's also something notable for Walt Disney World fans in the final sentence. He says, and this is in quotes, he said in his next assignment will take him to Disney's Animal Kingdom at Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida. This obviously leads to the question, is the assignment perhaps for the groundbreaking Avatar? We don't know. So more on that as it becomes available. And finally, Walt Disney Imagineering is currently working on all new costumes for Epcot's World Showcase pavilions. According to sources familiar with the situation, new costumes will be introduced first at the American Adventure and Mexico, with more to follow. Guest feedback has reportedly been indicating for some time that the World Showcase is viewed as somewhat dated, with the costumes being identified as one of the biggest issues. Imagineering is therefore moving to make the World Showcase a more current version of the world, and not a historic museum-like recreation. So it'll be interesting to see what Disney rolls out in the next few weeks. I'll keep an eye out for you guys. So hopefully more on that as it becomes available. So that's it for the news this week, guys. Let's get right to the reviews, viewer requests. Alright guys, like I said, this is the viewer request month. I'm starting the viewer request month kind of a week early because next week is going to be all about my all about July 4th stuff, you know, with the American Adventure and the Hall of Presidents and everything and whatnot. So I'm starting the viewer request this week, take a break next week, and do the final 3 weeks of July. That'll be the viewer request month. And I can't guarantee that I'll take every one of your suggestions or requests. I'm just going to look at them and hopefully take the ones that you know, I think we can do and make feasible here. So hopefully, you know, your requests will be accepted. So we'll see. I can't guarantee anything. But anyway, this first thing I want to review was requested by a ton of you. It's the Art of Animation Resort. Now, I've never been here. This is a brand new resort that it was opened after I went down. Yeah, so I don't know. I've never been there. All this stuff that I'm giving you is more of an overview than a review. But I'll give you my opinion on whether or not I think you should go and check it out and what I would rate it, you know, based on just reading about it and not everything else. So anyway, the Art of Animation Resort in Walt Disney World. Now this is next to the Pop Century Resort, and it was originally called the Legendary Years. It was originally attached to the Pop Century Resort, and I've actually gotten a couple earlier years. I was but you know, before they really did anything with this Art of Animation Resort, I got some requests to do a history of the or a video explaining exactly what that extra little hotel pavilion was right next to the Pop Century Resort, and so I kind of know a little bit about it. This was originally called the Legendary Years. It was the second phase of the Pop Century Resort. You can see the first phase is all about the 90s, 80s, 70s, 60s, and 50s. These Legendary Years was going to be about the 40s, 30s, 20s, and aughts, I guess you would say. All about the early part of America, you know, with jazz and all that stuff. But after September 11th happened, tourism kind of declined a little bit. It kind of waned, so Disney didn't have enough funding to keep things going. So they kind of scrapped it, and it was kind of viewed, you know, for a lot of years there as the ghost hotel. I mean, it was about 10 years before they really did anything with it. But eventually in 2010 it was brought back and reimagined as the Art of Animation Resort with different Disney and Pixar movies as the theme for the different complexes. So they kind of scrapped the whole Legendary Years thing. There still is the bridge there leading from the Pop Century to this resort. You know, that's pretty much the only link there. This is a whole new different resort. Now this is pretty much a glorified all-star resort. It's same sort of, you know, theming and everything like that, but this is slated to be more for actual full families. There's a lot of family suites you know, that are available. So basically, in keeping with the family theme, it will feature 4 of Disney's popular character and movie themes: Cars, Finding Nemo, Lion King, and The Little Mermaid. So that's pretty cool. And much like other Disney Valley resorts, giant versions of various items will be built around the hotel. You know, you got like you know, just different big things. You got like a giant King Triton going there, and there's, you know, stuff hiding the, you know, the stairwells. It's, you know, it's a glorified all-star resort. Now in total there will be 1,980 rooms. 1,120 of them will be family suites capable of housing up to 6 people, so that's pretty cool. Featuring living rooms and bedrooms and all that. That's pretty nice. And the remaining 864 will sport the standard value layout. Basically, they'll open on September 15th, so the normal layout will open on September 15th. You know, just with 2 beds and a bath and a TV, it's pretty much it. That's the stuff I like, because that's all I need. Now, when completed, the resort will have a total of 10 buildings as well as 3 themed pools. So it's very cool, very family-oriented, very nice. Now, the 2 sections that are open now are the Finding Nemo and the Cars section. Now, on August 10th, the Lion King will open, and on September 15th, like I said, it will be the last. That will be the Little Mermaid to open, and they'll open with the regular, normal rooms. Now, one cool thing about this resort is that it doesn't just celebrate the 4 great animated movies that it's themed around. No, it actually celebrates the entire art of animation, which is awesome, which is really cool. This is reflected in the sketchbook motif and simple line drawings, that decorate the halls and everything. It's pretty cool. Now, you can even actually look on the floor. There's a really good picture. On the floor, you see there's on the one side it's all solid stroke, and then on the right side it kind of looks like pixelated. What that is in reference to is the old style, more traditional style of drawing, which is all just filled with color and everything. It's a solid stroke versus the pixelated, which is it represents the digital age, because everything's all pixel now. So that's really cool. The fact that they have those two motifs kind of going up and down. So that's really cool. Now, the other retail and public areas are kind of named around the kind of art of animation as well. You got the Landscapes Cafe, Animation Hall, Ink and Paint Shop, and the Pixel Play area. So all of it's kind of themed around that art of animation stuff, which is really cool. Very nice. Now, that's pretty much all the information I have on the Art of Animation Resort. I mean, aside from the pictures that you saw on there, that's all that I know about it. I haven't been there. If you've been there, I would love to hear your comments and everything. So this is like, okay, a lot of people want to hear a review and for me to give it a star rating. So now, having not been there, as far as the star rating goes, I pretty much give all the All-Star Resorts a 3. I'm actually going to give this a 4. The fact that they went a little over the top and put some awesome theming in there, some really good subtle hints at the traditional style of animation. In addition to the fact they have a lot more family suites now. Disney's starting to understand that not everybody is a millionaire and can go down and stay at the contemporary resort and all that stuff. And they're giving you options now for families that can't afford the big family suites, and you can now go to the Art of Animation Resort, still get some awesome theming, the great Disney service, and do it on a pretty good budget. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Again, I haven't been to the Art of Animation Resort. People just asked about if I could just mention it, talk about it a little bit to get things going with it. So I don't want to hear any freaking comments about well, if you haven't been there, why are you talking about it? Because people asked me to, and that's just how I roll. So you guys can get to stepping. Come on now. I only want positive vibes here. Positive vibes. So yeah, check out the Art of Animation Resort. It looks really awesome, and it's going to open. The other phases will open in August and September, and then it'll be fully open and ready to go. And I think the next time I go down, I might have to stay there because it actually looks really cool. But then again, there's a hope. I would love to stay at each and every different hotel in Disney World, but that's nice. Whatever. Anyway, so there you go, Art of Animation Resort. Check it out. Okay, yeah, so check that out. It's really cool. The next thing I want to review is from my. It's actually a request. It's been requested to me from months by this guy. He's a good friend of mine from England. Dean, you're awesome. This review is for you because you've been asking for this for a while. It's Space Mountain. Yes, the awesome, legendary. Space Mountain. Now, what these guys say Space Mountain is, you can see it right here. These awesome guys with this awesome book. So it's a roller coaster in the dark. It's a super headliner. Go when the park opens between 6 and 7 p.m. or during the lunch hour before closing, or just use Fast Pass, which is what I recommend. Great fun and action, much wilder than the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. A 44-inch minimum height requirement. Children younger than 7 must be accompanied by an adult. Switching off option provided. Unusual roller coaster with excellent special effects, not to be missed. 4 stars. Excellent review there. That's what they, that's what they gave it. But I want to give you some more history, some trivia, and this might be a little bit long-winded, but I'm also going to give you some onboard ride footage. So check that out. Now, Space Mountain is located in Tomorrowland in the Magic Kingdom. Now, all Disney theme parks with the Magic Kingdom motif have a version of Space Mountain in there. So pretty much every Disney park in the world has a Space Mountain. That's how key this attraction is in the Disney lore. Now, a little bit of history. This was made due to the success of the Matterhorn bobsleds in Disneyland. When Disney was, saw the success of it and saw the fact that thrill rides might actually have a place in Disney World, he decided, let's make a space theme. He wanted to kind of keep the whole little roller coaster idea, because if you look at the cars of the Matterhorn bobsleds and Space Mountain, it's almost they're almost identical. It's pretty much the same sort of thing. So he wanted another, roller coaster. So they started with Space Mountain. They just, they came up with this idea, but unfortunately Walt died, and kind of that whole idea was put to the side for a little bit. Because they wanted to focus on making Disney World. They just wanted to complete Disney World before, focusing on individual rides. So they made Walt Disney World. That opened in 1971, and after the Magic Kingdom opened in 1971, like I said, they the success rate value with teens and young adults was through the roof. So they decided, okay, let's get this roller coaster rocking, and let's bring Space Mountain back. So they designed Space Mountain. They had a pretty much infinite space. They could do whatever they wanted to do. They made this awesome big pavilion that looked awesome. It just looked cool. It was originally designed by John Hench, and he made the awesome looking spires and everything, just very futuristic. And they decided to bring Space Mountain to Walt Disney World again instead of just another Matterhorn. They wanted to make it completely different and new and futuristic and everything. They wanted to keep it going with the whole Fantasyland and Tomorrowland motif. Now, to help cover the cost of developing and building Space Mountain, Card Walker, the then CEO of Walt Disney Engineering, or the Walt Disney Productions, convinced the head of RCA at the time to sponsor the new attraction. Now, RCA was contracted by Disney to provide the communications hardware for all of Walt Disney World. So their contract stated that if an attraction came up that was worth, or that RCA liked, they would give $10 million to this attraction. So that's awesome. They got a bunch of money for that, and that's why Space Mountain really came to fruition. And Space Mountain then opened on January 15th of 1975, 4 years after the opening of Walt Disney World. So that's pretty cool. Now, it eventually made its way to Disneyland in 1977, but due to the space limitations of the park and the track layout is a little bit different. They had to kind of scrunch it down, but it pretty much is the same ride. Just with a little bit of a different track layout. It also opened in Tokyo Disney in 1983 and in Disneyland Paris in 1995. Now, this one's a little bit different because the Euro Disney, Disneyland Paris, it was not originally. It wasn't called Space Mountain. This was a new track. It had inversions and everything, meaning loops, and but it was originally designed as a view on space travel from a Jules Verne era perspective. Based on the novel From the Earth to the Moon. So that's why it looks a lot different, and they actually redubbed it in 2005. They redubbed it Space Mountain 2, like the New Journey or whatever. So it originally, it is a Space Mountain attraction, but it's not in the classic sense. So this is like actually a good sequel to it, because it actually has inversions and whatnot. So if you ever get a chance to go to Euro Disney, don't expect the classic Space Mountain. You're going to get a different version. With loops and whatnot, so that's actually pretty cool. And the pavilion actually looks really nice. So check that out. Now, the one in Hong Kong Disneyland is more of a replica of the one in Disneyland, the original Disneyland. So there's nothing really new there. They just kind of said, okay, let's get Space Mountain, the original classic. Let's put that right in there. So that's awesome. Now, all of these are pretty much the same attraction, except for the one in Euro Disney, because that one has inversions and whatnot. But all the other ones are pretty much the same attraction. They have the same pavilion style and about the same track layout. There's just a few little minor details that are tweaked to make each its own unique attraction. Now, the one in Disney World, the one that I'm talking about now, is in, again, like Tomorrowland, and it's one of the three mountains of the Magic Kingdom, with the other two being Big Thunder Mountain and Splash Mountain. This is the one, the original, the OG attraction, the best one, I think. And it recently went under a renovation a couple years ago where they completely redid the queue. They they repainted it. They got the track layout a little bit better. There's there's tons of pictures of Space Mountain with the lights on that they float around because they were doing so much work with it, and you can see the different the double track design. It's very cool. Now here's some trivia here for you Space Mountain fans. See if you knew this. As you go through the queue, you may notice that you might notice the active Earth stations panel, and now they all have references to the different Space Mountains in the world, in this world. So you got the you got the Hong Kong Disney, you got Euro Disney and all that stuff, and all of them are listed right there as different possible destinations to go to, which is very cool. The fact that they threw that in there, they have them kind of all linked up, is very nice. Also in the queue, there's a reference to the old Disney Hyperion Studios. What does that mean? If you do not know what Hyperion Studios is, well, let me tell you. Well, before Disney moved his employees to the animation studio that we all know and love right now, his studios was actually located on 2719 Hyperion Avenue in Hollywood, and it was originally called the Hyperion Studios just because that's the street it was on. So before Disney had all that, he actually had the Hyperion Studios, and then he made Snow White, and with the profits of Snow White, made this awesome this animation building that made all the other Disney classics. So it's good to have that little the Hyperion link right into Space Mountain. Very cool stuff. Also, the number 75 is glorified throughout this entire attraction, 75 being 1975, the year that this opened. So when you go around and you see 75 in the queue and all these little details and everything, that's the one good thing about Disney. They really pay attention to details. So if you get a chance, really observe, really have your eyes wander around while you're waiting for this attraction. If you're waiting in the big long line, you will see different little things that mean stuff. All those numbers might not mean a whole lot, but then there's the couple in there that actually mean good stuff. So awesome. Disney artist and original Space Mountain designer John Hench is commemorated throughout the attraction. If you go through, you'll see different stuff. You got J Hench and J-NCH with 75 written underneath of it. He was one of the originals to help design this attraction with Walt, and without him we wouldn't have awesome Space Mountain. Now there's two other things I want to mention. After the ride is over and you get out, you'll notice two things. One, where there's the baggages, or there's the bags and everything, people going on a trip and whatnot. You'll see one of them that has a sticker of Mesa Verde, and that's awesome because it is a tribute and to a long lost attraction at Epcot, which was Horizons. So the fact that they threw that in there as a tribute to Horizons was is very cool. I noticed that when I went down last time, and apparently it's been noticed by 26,000 other people in the world. So I just thought it was cool because I'm a huge Epcot fan, especially old Epcot, and I loved Horizons. And finally, on the way out, as you're on the moving walkway, you'll see that dog, the robot dog with the television screen right there. That's a throwback to the old RCA sponsorship. RCA's original logo was a dog that with a gramophone right there that was looking, it kind of had a head cocked to the side. And if you notice that this dog right there is standing next to a TV, where RCA made TVs, and it was as a dog with its head cocked to the side. That's a throwback to the original sponsor of RCA. So that's pretty cool. And that's pretty much the trivia I have here for Space Mountain. Again, that's a long-winded version, but I wanted you to know everything there is to know about it. This is a viewer request after all. Viewer requests. So right now I want to give you a video of my experience on Space Mountain. You'll get to see the queue and all the different things there. The awesome queue now that has actually video games that you can play that kind of keep your mind intact. The left side is the main regular wait, and then on the right side is the fast pass line. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, check out the video, watch it, you'll experience it. Awesome stuff. Check it out.
Hey, Colin? They're on their way.
flight safety.
On a moving handrail.
Come on, Boo.
For your safety, please do not sit on a moving handrail. For your safety, please do not sit on the moving handrail.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Space Mountain, awesome attraction. Again, you didn't see too much in there just because, well, it's completely dark. What are you going to do, right? So yeah, Space Mountain is legendary. It's awesome. It's one of those attractions you have to get on each and every single time you go down to Disney World. You know, this is the original attraction. The original Space Mountain is in Disney World. It's, you know, it was developed for Disneyland, made in Disney World. Excellent stuff. So what am I going to give Space Mountain and Disney World? Obviously 5 stars, 5 big stars here. This is one of the classic attractions that you have to see and witness once in your life. It's crazy, it's harrowing, it's a fun attraction. I mean, I'll never forget getting on the attraction and thinking each and every single time I get on it, I'm going to get decapitated, just because you're dipping and diving, you see things, it's dark, you don't know what you're seeing, you don't know how far something is away. You know, I'm very hesitant to hold my hands up just because I have no idea what's going on. But I love it. It's, you know, Space Mountain is crazy awesome, and I want to check out the one in Euro Disney, the one with the inversions and everything, just because that's the one of a kind. That's its own little attraction, and hopefully it's as good as the original, and I think it will be, you know, just because of how awesome Disney is. So Space Mountain in Tomorrowland in the Magic Kingdom at Disney World, 5 stars. This, you know, just check it out. I want to hit all the other different ones in the you know, in the world and check them out and see how different they are. But not a lot of them. There are 4 that are pretty much the same. The other one is Euro Disney, has the inversions, and it's a little bit different. But again, it was a different ride completely when it started. So yeah. So there you go. Awesome stuff. Check it out. Space Mountain. Excellent. Awesome. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's Disney News and Reviews, the first week of the viewer request month. Again, it was long. I know this is a long video, but I had a lot of stuff to say, especially with the Space Mountain. I mean, it's such a rich attraction with a rich history. I had to mention a lot of stuff. Again, enter for the John Carter thing at that, at the special link. Check it out. It's in the description box below. You cannot enter it here. Enter there at that in that video. Post I'm in or whatever on that video. And again, thanks to Fuelish 777 7 Junior for the awesome maps. You're awesome. I love maps. That's my favorite part of the Disney parks, is looking at the maps and everything and trying to figure out what I'm doing next. So yeah, if anybody from Disney is watching, please don't sue me. I really, really want people to go to Disney World and have a great time, even though it's 1,000 billion degrees down there right now. You know, I love Disney World, and I want to try to put my passion to other people and to get them motivated to go down. Because Disney World's fun, man. I'm telling you, whether you're an adult or a kid, Disney World is so much fun. There's so much to do. You know, you might think that it's a childish place, but they got golf courses, spas down there. It's just a great time for everybody in the family. If you can't find something to do in Disney World, you obviously have a weird taste in what to do. So yeah. So yeah, now if you are going to Disney World, go to allears.net, touringplans.com, www.magic.com for our latest and greatest Disney news. WaltDisneyWorld.com is good too, straight from the horse's mouth stuff. It's great stuff. That's where you can get all your information. That's where I get all of my information. So yeah. Enter for the John Carter thing. I'll see you next week for my July 4th episode. It's going to be great. Happy 4th of July to everybody, because the episode's going to be uploaded after the 4th of July. So I'll see you guys later. All my people in America, happy 4th of July. I'm cooking out, and I will see you guys next time for another Disney News and Reviews next week, 4th of July episode. Bye guys.